Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Gruber Wired. I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson, and welcome once again.
Welcome, and just a reminder, this is pre-recorded, so if you have comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section. We'll reply there, but this is not live, so you won't be getting live responses.
No, not today, but the next episode we do should be live, right?
Yeah. The one
Everything
after this
goes
one
well.
is live. Yep.
So-
John's going on a cruise, so we decided to put a few of these in the can and let them roll on time.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of cruises, man, I just hope that you don't get ill on those things. Get a virus.
Yeah, one would hope that.
Yeah, something goes viral on that ship and it just spreads like crazy.
You would hope that there wouldn't be any rogue waves either, or other fun things, right?
Yeah, well, that's why I always get the balcony room.
Safety. Yeah.
I tell the wife, I'm sorry, if we get quarantined in a room for any extended period of time,
Yeah.
I need to get away from you for a moment. So I need that balcony, right?
I understand. I get it. Well, we're kind of having a fun one today.
Yeah.
But stay tuned for the whole thing because it's, I think, a pretty interesting topic. It's talk about being viral.
Yeah, exactly. I was just bringing up being viral.
Yeah.
And the way that things go viral on the internet nowadays,
Right.
it's just wildfire, right?
Yep,
It catches
it's-
and just sparks off.
It does.
But one thing I've noticed is sometimes when something goes viral, it's in and it's out.
Yep.
Have you noticed that?
Yep.
But then you have
People have
others-
short attention spans,
Yeah,
really.
yeah, they do. And then you have other things which seem to stick forever.
Right.
It's just not going to go away.
True.
So it just kind of depends.
The internet
but
does live forever.
It
So,
does.
Yeah.
It's like doing these podcasts. You know what? These things will still be out there somewhere well after we're gone.
Yeah.
So
Well, they'll definitely be out here while you're gone on your cruise.
yeah, right.
You can be at two places at once.
Yay!
How about
Look at
that? So, things going viral
Mm-hmm.
is a recent term. However, the concept has been around a long time.
It has. When we're talking, it goes way back, very deep into history.
Yeah, I mean, when after Jesus was crucified and rose from the dead, Christianity went viral.
It did just spread.
It did all over the world.
And through different means, because back then there was means of just basically paper, right?
Yep.
And translation onto paper, and then understanding
mouth,
the
a lot
language.
of word of mouth, yeah.
Word of mouth was the way to go.
Yep.
And that really constitutes today. Still, word of mouth is very, very important.
Sure. I mean, I know I tell you and other people when I see something that's kind of off the
Cuff and just kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these things catch fire and they just go. And it's part of the reason that it's so fast nowadays is the technology allows us to be almost instantaneous
It does.
gratification.
It does
I mean,
allow
it's just
stuff
boom.
to catch fire really quick.
Yeah.
But, back in history, we had some historical references here. We'll just wrap through a few of them. But Paul Revere's ride, since this is 4th of July week,
Yeah.
that all spread by word of mouth virally through New England about the redcoats are coming.
Yeah,
right?
just that one ride that night that started all of that off. And one thing I want to say about that for all you historians out there, did that ride take place? It did, but what we don't never talk about is the behind the scenes, right? In order for Paul Revere to make that ride and get the information out, he had to have people that would put their lives on the line to get him across the river, right? And once he got across the river, you had people that had to get him a horse. You had to have a blacksmith to shoe that horse.
Yeah.
And so it took a lot of hands behind the scene to make that happen.
Yes.
And so we always hear the one story, and it's like anything else. You never hear the backstory or what's behind the foundation of it all.
True.
And that really helped to spread, because I'm sure that once the townspeople started talking about this action taking place, then themselves were talking, like we said, word of mouth, which helped spread the news that they were coming.
And things did not happen quickly back then. So, that was an efficient way of getting the word out quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. P.T. Barnum's exhibitions. P.T. Barnum, the circus, all of that.
The guy from Barnum and Bailey's circus.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had his own gig at one point.
Yeah, getting out there and then being able to allow people to enjoy. we say it's instant for us. Back then, the technology allowed that for them to take the animals and take the clowns and the circus to a location where people could go out, and visit and enjoy.
Exactly. And then media started coming into play, and television, and you look at the rise of the Beatles, or Orson Welles' War of the Worlds.
There's one for you, War of the Worlds. Man,
that was a radio broadcast.
And if you haven't heard of it, take a look. It was kind of a fun expedition for Orson Welles to tell a story. But the story came across through the radio and interpretation, and like you said, very real, that people were alarmed. Yeah. And it took the nation, but kind of caught them by storm and scared them.
People thought that we were really being invaded by aliens.
Yeah. So you just never know. The smallest thing could go so viral like that and just take off.
Right, exactly.
The moon landing. There's people today that don't believe that really happened. It did.
Yeah.
I mean, no doubt about that it did. But that was huge. It was national attention getter. And at the time, we had broadcast not only on radio, we had television.
Yep.
A lot of that was black and white television, of course, back in the day.
Sure. I remember watching that, on the TV. My dad had a little TV, black and white. And I remember being outside and watching that while we were looking at the moon.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Thinking, you know what? They're up there right now.
Yeah.
That is
very
something.
Neat. But these are just, just what took place back in the day, and how the technology has taken that information and said, okay, this took place. How do we transform the way that we communicate this information as we've, gone through time? Television, of course, was a big introduction of being able to communicate and get that information out there. Because then you had viral shows like I Love Lucy,
right?
That people got into and
sure.
And really enjoyed. And then see
what
else you got on
water
here.
Cooler talk, at work after an episode of this or that. I mean, yeah.
But I Love Lucy, the most famous episode when she's trying to make wine. Remember that one? Up in the big
grapes,
the grapes. Yep.
I always remember the candy maker one where they're
they're all picking the candy off the line.
They're having to eat them because they can't put them in the box cooking up or something. Yeah,
reminds me of Laverne and Shirley too at the time. Remember that?
Yep, I do.
Squiggy.
Lenny and Squiggy.
But then you have things that take off with this, like the twist, right? Yeah. So now you have media going through the broadcast of music to forms of dance, then using the media at the time through television, and wow, it just caught fire, took craze, and it just blew up.
Right. Yep. I mean, you had the Beatles, Beatlemania, all that going on. It was through, again, the power of the television. People saw, and it just Ed Sullivan Show when they appeared on there. I wasn't around.
You weren't around for that?
I wasn't around for that. But yeah, I mean, people as humans, we are really into a lot of the same things our fellow humans are. I mean, we find these common threads. Not everything, obviously, but we find common threads, and they resonate. Is I guess the right way to put it.
Yeah, and some of those common threads that bring us together are such situations like national tragedies, like JFK.
Yeah.
That was huge, and that was pretty much broadcast live at the time after that incident.
Yeah.
In fact, it was being broadcast live at the time of the incident that occurred. Princess Diana.
Yep.
Right. Another scenario that was heard around the world due to the fact that the way our communications have been changed over the years.
Exactly. Yep. And Star Wars and Jaws and what else? Back to the Future. All very, very catchy, viral type of movies and whatnot.
The Matrix.
The Matrix. Yeah, that was a big deal.
What about back to music? The Macarena. Right? Talk about dance craze.
Was the chicken dance ever viral?
I'm sure I'm sure it is. The chicken dance has definitely got to be viral out there somewhere. But then you had things like, talk about dancing, American Bandstand.
Yeah.
I mean, for the period that it was in and time period that was there, that was communication, and boy, was that viral. I mean, people were watching that all the time, learning new dance moves, looking to see their friends that might be on TV.
Right, exactly. I mean, we really crave that kind of togetherness, even though in our apartness.
We do.
You know.
I mean, when I was growing up as a child, one of my favorite things was first thing in the morning, waking up every morning, there was a gentleman called Ramblin' Rod.
Okay.
Right? Up in the Northwest. And he kind of came on. He was just like this captain, had all these buttons on his jacket, you know. But it was a kid's show. So you always had this audience of kids there. And they would play Looney Tunes cartoons. So,
we had Wallace and Ladmo here in Phoenix. Yes, Wallace and Ladmo. Everybody wanted to go down and get a Ladmo bag.
I believe my wife has one. I have to ask her. I think
it
she
was
still
like
has one.
I think it ended up being the longest running kids show in the U.S.
Was it really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. They started way back, and it just continued through the 80s, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, growing up in the time period that we did, getting up and watching those Saturday morning cartoons, that was just the bomb. That was like the thing to do. That was, comparable today, our kids being able to get on their phone, look up, different videos and things.
Sure.
The format we had was, it had to come on TV, and you better be up at 8 o'clock in the morning if you want to watch your cartoons.
Right, exactly. Well, so we want to get into some things that were kind of seminal in the initiation of viral moments. And some of them are pre-internet. The first one I put on here and bring up image 1 was...
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? That's a Wendy's commercial.
Yes.
It was a slick piece of advertising that, poked fun at the major players because Wendy's was very small at the time.
Yep.
So this thing absolutely caught fire.
It did. I mean, talk about something going viral. I was, being a child when this came out, you started seeing these T-shirts everywhere. Where's the beef? And
Right.
it became just this national kind of just sensation around this Wendy's commercial.
It transcended, the actual company and became part of the whole, part of the lexicon, meaning, where's the beef, meaning where's the substance of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a good example of where something that hit viral stuck around through the years. People
did.
remembered this.
Sure.
This actually, I would say this advertisement campaign probably led to Wendy's taking the next step in their hierarchy in fast food.
Yeah, it was multi-generational for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. So if we bring up image number 2, a lot of you are going to remember the dancing baby.
That's the first thing that caught my mind when we talked about this subject, the dancing baby.
Yep.
At the time, this thing just took off.
It did. It was in 1996, and at first it was the Ukalaka Chaka baby, right?
Just in the black
from the I Got a
screen.
Feeling, and this isn't Ally McBeal started in 1997, and so it made its way to the screen, not just as an image that was passed around via email. Now it was on TV, and it just really caught.
Yeah,
I mean, it was everywhere.
Everywhere, everywhere you turned. Do you guys remember the dancing baby?
I do not.
You do not?
I do not either. No.
Really? You
What
guys
commercial did it?
It wasn't necessarily
no.
a commercial. It was released on the internet.
Yeah. Well, no, there was no internet. It made its way through like emails and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, there might have been internet. 96.
Yeah.
Well, there was internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there wasn't any.
There wasn't this type of content. We didn't have that on there.
There's there's nowhere to.
It was getting around via, like you said, email and
bulletin
other
boards and things like that. Right. Yep.
But good old dancing baby.
Yep. But it caught and made its way into a TV show that was just starting out. That was the inaugural season, and it was there to symbolize her angst for her maternal state, wanting to her biological clock was ticking
taken away, and she needed to be. Yeah. I didn't watch a lot of that show, so I don't recall this one, but.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was an interesting show. So then we go to image 3, and where everybody knows this guy.
Yeah, Jesse, Aaron, you guys know this guy?
Is because The Office referenced him. Give me a second. She
Well, it's obviously an
bangs.
American Idol person.
William
Yeah.
Hung.
William Hung.
Hung?
Yep.
Yeah, William
Yes.
Hung.
She bangs.
Did we
right?
have a?
I sent you a link to a video of this if you want to show it.
We're definitely going to get copyright claimed. I'll try and find it. I didn't bring it up.
Oh, okay.
Even if we sit here like this, it's going to copyright it?
Yeah. I mean, especially if we play the audio.
Okay. Well,
This is a
was
major
like,
label that puts on this show.
then let's not go there.
he
Then
was like the
we'll respect that.
worst entrant in that season, but it was his
He took off.
effort.
It was a debut for him because
Yeah.
he recorded this song, right?
Right.
And sold millions of copies.
Right.
And it just took off like wildfire. You don't hear much about him today. Like I said, kind of in and out. He was in the spotlight.
She
for a moment.
bang. Yeah. Yeah. I remember seeing that live. I did. Because we watched American Idol, so
Yeah.
it was like, what is this?
Was this from the first season? The Kelly
I want to
Clarkson
say
one?
second season. I don't recall.
Yeah, it might have been the
Those
second season.
early seasons of it.
It was it 2004?
Does it say on there?
Yeah, 2004. So
Seems like that was just yesterday.
I know, right?
Like, whoa.
Incredible. All right. So next image is a collage of some things that went viral. In the upper left, we have planking.
Yes,
Right?
that's been a long time.
Yeah,
Wow,
I think some
forgot
people
about
still
that.
do it.
Do they really?
The below that is the keyboard
The
kitty.
Keyboard kitty. This
That
thing
was
was
a
everywhere.
huge thing. That was a mammoth. The keyboard kitty was 2007, and it just went nuts. It was a meme. It was an early meme that people used for a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, it was just scattered all over the place. You name it, somebody pulled up the keyboard kitty and off he got and
Yep.
playing. I remember that guy.
And over your shoulder is Dallas. Who shot JR?
Who shot JR? Wow, that I haven't seen Dallas in forever. But we used to watch that series growing up.
Yeah.
They tried to remake it too.
Did they?
Yeah, not too long ago. They did a remake on this. It didn't go over very well.
No, I'm sure it didn't.
But those are the things,
Yeah.
you stop thinking about it. You're watching TV, so now you have the interaction, right?
Right.
Of all these other medias that come along with this platform, which we call internet,
Right.
and the ability to get information out there. And these are some good examples of that, especially the Dallas thing where you're coming and taking a TV show, right?
Right.
And it just goes viral because people get involved in the storyline. They want to know what's going on. And
Yeah. I mean, again, it's one of those, back then, it was one of those water cooler things.
Yeah.
People talk about it. And that's how that spread. And then next to him is the OJ trial. I mean, that was a viral deal.
that was from
The
day
nation
one.
was captured by it. And,
I think what really captured the nation on this thing was when we all got to sit and watch live and his
Right.
Bronco being chased.
yeah,
If that's never happened, I don't think it would have been the media sensation that it is now.
Maybe not.
That
Maybe
it blew
not.
up to be.
but that chase was all over everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Y2K.
Y2K.
Y2K, I remember that night. The everybody was afraid because the digits, coding back then,
reset.
disk space was not really, it was expensive.
Yeah.
And so, devices like my first computer I bought had a 40 megabyte hard drive, right?
Yeah.
And
Not much
so,
there.
Right. So code had to be efficient, which meant that they truncated the 2 digits for the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't know if it was 1900 or 2000.
Yeah. And the worry was that the clock wasn't going to roll over.
Right. And I know a lot like I know in our company, the way we solved that was they just wrote this line of code that said, if it's less than this, it means 19. If it's greater than this, it means 2000.
Gotcha.
And that's how they solved it. But everybody was on pins and needles thinking that something
Something bad was going to happen. I think the
Everything was
biggest fear was what's going to happen to the nuclear weapons around the world.
Yeah.
They weren't,
all the old code, but there was a lot of work, a lot of money went into fixing everything so that, computers understood what was up.
Yeah.
Yep. And then next to Y2K is Tickle Me Elmo.
Got to get the kids involved there. Good old Sesame Street.
Yeah, that was a big deal. I remember I got Richard his Tickle Me Elmo, and his birthday's in October, so I managed to get in before the Christmas rush.
Ah, you got one then.
Yeah. It was before it really took off. I'm like, but he reacted to it. He liked it. It was like, all right, Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah, I remember the other things, the Furby. Remember the Furby? Gosh, I got to tell you, I had to get one for my son, right?
Yeah.
This was when he lived up in Eugene, Oregon. I was standing outside in the rain overnight waiting for Toys R Us to open to get this Furby. Says he had to have a Furby for Christmas, right? And as Santa came and delivered a Furby, he didn't like the Furby and never played with it. Took it out of the box once, and that was it.
Isn't that how it always works?
So,
it works that way.
That's a cold, miserable night. But the things we do for our children.
Exactly. Exactly. Then above Elmo, of course, is a Cabbage Patch.
That's a really good example of something that went viral. I mean, viral.
It went nuts. They had little birth certificates with them. I remember getting one for my daughter, and it was just, she was over the moon with it.
Yeah, these things were all over the place. Then, if you recall, they did so well when it came to the dolls for girls. They created My Buddy for boys.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do. My Buddy.
My buddy and me. We even know the commercial still.
Yeah.
I never had a My Buddy. So
no.
Mark did.
No.
But
are you my buddy? And then the last one right in the middle is Gangnam Style. The first YouTube video to hit 1 billion.
Was it really?
1 billion.
Wow.
Yep. As unbelievable as that is.
Yeah, it
was
wild.
everywhere when it was out. Yep.
Just crazy. Now, something like this goes, again, music. We all are attached to music. You can see there's Cabbage Patch there, and you got the kitty over here. But music is one thing that's kind of universal to everybody.
Yep.
And so we see a lot of times in areas where music just takes off in these viral scenarios.
It does. It kind of adds an extra layer to it of memorability. It's rememberable.
It's rememberable. Yes.
I think I caught what you had during the first.
Right?
A tongue tied.
Sometimes my brain goes.
So next image 5, is a more recent phenomenon. The whole "what color is this dress" thing that went around. It went around pretty fast.
It did. This went pretty quick.
I think I must have gotten it a dozen times at least.
Yeah. And you see something variations of this all over the place. What color is this? And it's just using optics to kind of, throw it off a little bit.
Right.
Because some people see colors in different ways.
Right.
Where you don't all see things the same way. Especially if you're colorblind.
Yeah. It was something like, I know that I see the gold and white, but then there was a version of people who saw blue and black
Blue
or something
and black
like that.
in there.
Yeah. Yep.
But you see these all over the place.
Now, this one you said was more recent, but this is already 10 years old.
Right.
I remember this one like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I know.
So what colors do you see, Jesse?
Right now, I see gold.
Yeah, me too. I don't know where the blues or blacks come into it.
You have no idea.
It just, yeah.
It's
So,
actually 9 years old.
Then the next image, back to the kids stuff. Don't turn off. Don't turn off your pod. Don't leave the podcast. We won't leave this up long. I know I was traumatized by Barney. I didn't have to deal with Baby Shark, but I
had
heard
to go through both of those, and at least you didn't have to deal with Teletubbies.
Yeah, no.
So,
but Barney, yeah. It really did not strike a chord with the adults.
No. The kids loved it, though. I mean, because it did reach out. I mean, it really did cater to a lot of their needs of those, young growing minds. And even the Baby Shark song. I mean, I think that thing's been played to death, but I still hear it all the time.
Exactly.
So it's still out there, still going strong.
Which goes to show you that kids are subject to the viral too.
They are. And, and especially this happens at my house, my grandchildren, all these Disney movies and things like that, these little segments go viral. To this day, they're still singing that song from Frozen. What is it? Let It Go?
Yeah. I've never seen Frozen. I refuse. Just because of that song. Just kidding.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
The Baby Shark song, they're even playing that at baseball games.
Are they?
Yeah, I was hearing it in state, like at the Diamondbacks games, they would play that just like for a little entertainment in between, like at batters or switching out a pitcher or something.
So it's become that viral that it's now in Major League Sports.
That's just sacrilege.
Wow.
The holy institution of baseball.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, things catch and you just can't control it.
No, you can't.
Which we're going to talk about. The last thing, we're going to talk about how you just can't control how something just pops and that's it. It's there.
Yeah.
Image 7. So TikTok dance challenges.
Not even dance challenge, all sorts of challenges that you see coming
like
across.
every month or so. I mean, they change a lot.
Yeah, the dance challenges are great. I mean, I get they're physical. It's a lot of fun for a lot of people. It's the other challenges you have to watch out for, like the Tide Pod challenge, and
right?
Some of those things which can be harmful. So you really got to watch and pay attention to what is displayed out there that's going viral.
Stick with the dance challenge, people.
You still can't get Tide Pods off the shelf.
No.
And I use Tide Pods, and I have to they have like little flyers that are out there on the shelf. You have to grab a flyer and go to a person, and then they'll unlock the cabinet of Tide Pods.
Really?
All of that because of this viral challenge.
Yep.
Now, you can get the pods of other brands, so why aren't those held back too?
Oh, what store are you talking about? Because, I mean, Costco's got them on the shelf.
Yeah, Safeway and Fry's still have them lock and key.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, they're expensive too, and if they get stolen, that's a pretty big number.
Yeah, that's true. That might be more of why they do it now.
Yeah.
Could be, but yeah, there's some dangerous challenges out there. So when you see these things going around, if you're an adult and you see a child watching this stuff, just caution them, educate them.
Right. And, for something to be viral, I mean, it just really has to resonate again. And I think the dance, whether it's the dance challenges or other things on TikTok, when they resonate, they just
go
blow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see just a normal person on there who posts something and they get 1 million views.
Yeah.
And it's not even something that you would think would get 1 million views, but takes off.
Yeah. Just like the next one you're going to show.
Right. So, image 8. So we've got a couple of, this is our political segment. So we got Bernie with the mittens, and I can't tell you how many memes I saw with Bernie and his
all
mittens.
All over the place. This thing just went nuts.
It did. He was, there he is in place of E.T., but I mean, he was everywhere. Bernie was at baseball games. He was at...
You named it. Bernie was there.
Yeah, Bernie was on a boat.
Seen him on a train. Seen him on a helicopter. He's even parachuting like that,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that was hilarious.
Then, of course, Let's Go, Brandon.
Yes, that went viral.
That went viral really quick.
It did. And it's still pretty much viral.
It's still prevalent. It's out there. I won't say names, but there's a chocolate manufacturer here in town that's making Let's Go, Brandon candy bars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's still out there.
There's so many things I could say right now, but I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So it's again, it doesn't have to. It doesn't take much, but if it hits that seam, if there's that
resonant spark, it just goes.
Yeah, it just hits.
We're almost done for the day.
Yeah,
here.
now for the reason why we even went to the viral stuff
We're
today.
going here, but we really can't talk about it.
We can talk about it. We just can't be too specific. But next image. Hawktuah.
There you go.
Hawktuah,
Let's
girl.
not even say it. Let's just leave it where it's at.
Hawktuah. This blew up, and it blew up fast.
Really fast. I mean, we're talking within a matter of days. There are thousands of memes out there.
Yeah. She was just over the weekend at a Luke Bryan concert. They had her on stage
yeah.
singing.
So she's getting her headway. She's making her wave.
Why? Yeah. So it's just one of those things that I think that the reason why was not necessarily, I mean, the subject matter, of course, but the particular style, with just a nice person who, you know, was having fun, and it was kind of unscripted moment, and boom.
Yeah.
And
off
it just
went.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting to see how quickly and how many what do they call them when they on TikTok when they do the side by side?
Oh, I don't know what that's called.
Duets. There were so many duets with that. So
it doesn't take much. I mean, in this day and age and world, and here's the thing, for as many as, you know, we talked about the funny memes, we talked about a few serious memes there, but there are some that are negative memes, memes and negative situations that are going viral.
Right.
So this doesn't just capture a particular audience. This issue captures a wide variety of audiences out there.
Right. We just wanted to keep it light. You know what I want to go viral?
What's that?
Gruber cables.
That's right.
And fiber and shelving. That's what I want to go viral. After all, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here. We're in business, so
that's
to
it.
Make money. But yeah, don't forget, like you just mentioned, racks, brackets, shelves, wire management, category cabling.
Yep.
Fiber optic cabling. All
if
of
you
those
need something
needs.
custom, we can do it.
That's right.
That's it.
So
well,
I think that's about it for today's episode.
Yep. And by the time they see this, you'll be on your way back from your cruise. And
that's right.
We'll be back at it the following week. Remember, Gruber Wired Hour is every Thursday at 3 o'clock Arizona time. So make sure you join us. Again, in the comments, we will work to respond to every comment that we get. So please feel free, even though this wasn't a live interaction show, we still want your feedback. We still love to have your comments.
Yeah, very true. And also like, share, and subscribe.
Please. We're doing the organic growth thing. We're almost, are we at 210 yet? 209, 210, somewhere around there.
Perched around 209 for a little while now. Oh, there you go.
Good deal.
Got some more content coming your way.
But we're the best content on there.
That's right.
That's
Make us go viral.
Absolutely. We'd appreciate that. Like, subscribe, and share. So until next week, I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson, and thank you once again.
Thank you. Bye.